Good morning, YouTube. New item found. Wooden crates. Interesting, but also utterly useless. Um, you can do this and go, look at me, I'm hiding. Nope, I'm not actually. There we go, I'm hiding. Yeah, we can just walk through this like we do our crates on our base. So, kind of a little bit pointless there. Now, here's the thing. You can't plant it. It's not plantable. Obviously, you cannot hide from enemies either. I just tried that. Didn't go well. They were still killing me. So you can't hide in them to hide from an enemy. You pass through them like you would your stash boxes on base, except you get to actually open the damn thing, right? I got 10 more in this stash box. But they are craftable. They are droppable on the ground to do absolutely nothing other than get sucked back into the game when you let it sit too long. They're, like I said, they're not plantable at all. You can't plant them. There's just, I don't see the purpose. But when you hover over top, it says it's an uncommon consumable. You got that right. And used to build wooden structures. Now the guy I got these off of is called Reverse Flash 7112. He's an older player. You can tell from his avatar outfit, especially that cape. Dead giveaway. Because even those capes were not available when I started playing the game last year for the first time. And I got more than 1,000 plus hours into this game. Way more. I play this game more than any human probably ever has in one stint. And ever should, probably. Anyways, so our communication between the two of us is kind of there, but it's kind of not. I've asked him, because he dumped it out on the ground, and I snagged it, and I duplicated it, and I gave it back to him. I said, where'd you get these things, and what the hell do you use them for? Like, I'm mystified here. Now, he never did answer me on either note. Maybe he will next time he comes on. I have no idea, because it'll be the first thing. Hey, what about those crates, dude? You know, where'd you get them? How do you... Because there is no crafting recipe that we automatically get given in order to create them, okay? At least not since I started playing the game, okay? Now, when they say here, used to build structures, but yet they're not a solid item to us, we just walk through them like we do our stash boxes to open the stash boxes. So they're not solid to us, at least. Not sure what we can even use them for at this point. Now, if you're an older player watching this, maybe you might know. I've come across a lot of players that started since 2020 when the game came out. I mean, it's had over 2 million players on it. We're always getting new players all the time. There's some days that I still play this game for a few hours, even though I'm running it on a really crap computer right now that barely plays it. And when I mean barely, I'm on the lowest possible settings, and I'm at like 22 FPS right now. I can't do screen recordings. That's why you're seeing the recording mode that you are. Otherwise, yeah, I would love to do this as a screen recording to give you better detail on that box, but unfortunately, it's actually the best I can do for you right now. But like any other item, when you drop it, it's going to stay there for a certain amount of time, and that's probably all it's going to do. I've not tested the disappearing time, but maybe we can do that while we're sitting here, because it usually only takes a couple of minutes. So we'll just let it sit there, but it's a box. It's craftable. I'm running the crafting recipe now. It takes 24 hours. It takes 100 pieces of wood to make one crate. So, it's like, okay, but it's part of the game, so it's legit. It can be crafted. You can dump its butt on the ground. You can leave it in your inventory. It says it's consumable, very uncommon consumable though, but it's used to build structures, which, what the hell can we build with something that we can simply just walk through? See, now it's gone back into the game, right? Because that's what happens. I got one left in this inventory slot. So anytime you drop something, it stays there for a certain amount of time and it's gonzoed. So when somebody dumps something on the ground for you, take it as fast as you can figure out how to pick shit up. Because otherwise, once it's gone, and that's it. And I've had people where, I've dumped a bag full of goodies, and if you had to actually buy that stuff from the gem store, the cost of the gems, etc., we're talking 20, 30 bucks worth of shit. And they'll just let it go to waste on the ground. And it disappears and it's gone. And then they're like, oh, damn, can you do that again? No, I don't feel like it. But sure, okay, one last shot at this. You screw this up, no more. Because this is a pain in the butt. It doesn't cost me anything, but it's cost me my time to copy the stuff. I have to store the stuff, in order to help people out. And that's what I'm trying to do. And no, I don't have to help anybody. You're right. I really don't. I can be a jerkwad like some people in this game can be because they won't give or take help. And it's not all about you kind of thing, right? Where it's a co-op game. That's why it's also person versus enemy. We can't harm each other, okay? It's impossible. So it's kind of like we walk through a stash box, okay? We walk through each other. We are not solid objects to each other, or in the case of the box. Now the box, we just walk into it, press F for stash, open the stash, grab our crap, okay? That's all there is to it. We are solid objects, though, to things like, oh, I ran into a banana tree, I ran into my fence. We're solid to all that stuff. We're solid to everything out here that wants to kill us. We're solid to all the items out here, okay? We're just not solid to each other, or, like I said, the stash box, okay? And if you want to go swimming with the sharkies, by all means, have some fun and do that. They'll be more than happy to eat you once they notice you're in the water with them. But you do have to go into the water eventually, so try and avoid the sharks when you do it, because what you're going there for is 2 items. Sulfur, which is good for making gunpowder, among other stuff, and you have to get pearls to advance the final 2 levels. And the levels, the hardness, there's no such thing as, well, I'm at level 0, so the game is really easy for me, right? No. Everything out there wants you dead, okay? Point blank. All right? And so there's no, there is one enemy that's easier to kill than another, that's for sure. But there are some enemies that are really nasty to try and kill. And if you don't have the right weapon, you're dead, okay? And you only start out with 100 base points on everything. Till you learn to listen to people like yours truly and many others who have now learned themselves, and those who taught me. Eat a lot of peaches, jacks the shit out of your health, you won't die so fast in battles, and you don't have to recover as often either. Your stamina, that's going to come from bananas for running and flying. Eat a shitload, keep eating. Learn to duplicate so you can eat a lot. There are no known limits on how far we can jack our health up or our stamina. A friend of mine on the board here spent, I don't know how many hours, but he was going duplicate, eat, duplicate, eat, duplicate, eat, duplicate, eat. He did this on an alternate server, okay? And because there's multiple servers for this game, because each server can only hold 9 players. So there's a lot of servers. Anyway, and so anyhow, he's going to eat crazy, and he got it was over 250,000, I think he said he had his stamina, and 50, 60,000 or something like that on his health he got to before he was too tired and he had to get some sleep. Poor kid. But it was nuts. So there's no limits other than our willingness to keep making bananas and peaches and eating the crap out of them. But see, all that work is only for while you're playing the game. Because as soon as you get booted off the server from not moving for too long at a time or sleeping too long, which you'll get booted for, too long of a period of non-movement. I mean, you get quite a while, don't get me wrong. But eventually, the server says, you've been kind of sleeping for too long here, or you've been standing and not moving for too long. We're going to just have to say, would you like to rejoin the server now? And your stats start over. Every time you quit the game, when you're boosted up like that, you physically quit the entire core program, you go back in, that doesn't save those stats. You got to eat bananas and friggin' peaches and shit again, okay, to reboost. At least with the health points, you only have to eat however many peaches you want to boost to for the health, and then it stays there until you take on damage. And recovering it, just eat some food or use a Band-Aid or a med pack. I'm at 575 out of 617. Okay, so I'm gonna just go to a Band-Aid, and that Band-Aid was enough because minimal damage. A Band-Aid puts me right back to where I preset it. Okay, now that's the equivalent to what is it? 100? Yeah, 100 peaches. That's 500 health points plus your base points. Mine are up to 117 because I've been eating, so that's 617 that I get. My stamina right now is at 2542 out of 112 minimal. Now for every 100 bananas, that's 3,000 stamina points. So do the math from there. Anyway, but yeah, this is an interesting new little box. I hope he does tell me what it's for, or somebody can. I went back to the wiki website info on the game, and this box is not mentioned anywhere. Now, of course, that also has not been updated since even, I don't even think it was updated when the game was last updated in 2023. So, but no mention anywhere about these wooden crates that are usable in the game for anything. And like I said, all it says is that it's a consumable. It's a very uncommon one, and it's used to build wooden structures, which kind of seems to be pointless at this point because we don't seem to be able to build anything solid with it. We can't hide in it from the enemies. We can't plant it. We can't cook it. Can't burn it. So yeah, I'm really not sure on this one, but I thought I'd share this one with you guys, and I hope he comes back on and tells me, and then I can maybe update this video at that time, and maybe he can tell me how we can actually use this thing somehow, because otherwise I have no clue at this point. But it is something else, so I gotta go kill a pile of zombies and stash boxes and wait on rotations and see if maybe it shows up that way. Because otherwise, I don't know how he would even get this in the game, or how he got it whenever he last played. So, but there you go. See ya.